Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams. So I've completed the course and I took notes throughout the whole course. So I thought I starred some of the points that I thought were particularly applicable that I wanted to share with you. So this is talking about planning and learning objective. So it's saying that for every one of our aims, that there has to be a learning objective. So just so they go hand in hand, and that objectives direct learning experiences. And later on, Mashi is talking about that for each one of our learning objectives, there should be a learning experience that goes along with it, and some way that they can apply whatever it is that they've learned. Not just that. She mentioned there's one man who he would teach skills, but that he didn't give opportunity for children or learners to apply that skill in the class. But she was saying, no, we have to give a chance for them to not only learn the skill or learn what it is that's being taught, but also apply it. And then that also correlates with the last thing she was talking about, like assessments. That by seeing whether or not they can apply, that is one way of assessing them. And I like that she said, I started this, that she was talking about summative and formative assessing. That formative is not so common, and usually people assess in a summative way, or they use summative as assessment, which is just at the end. But that formative is the process in which their learning is taking place, and then also it's necessary because if we do the formative assessing all along the way, then we can adjust our lesson plans. Like say for one day, if I taught something or I tried to teach something, and when I do my formative assessment, I see that, okay, actually this point they missed, they're not understanding. If I didn't do that formative assessing, then the next day I would just move on to something else and continue on. But if I do the formative assessment, then I can plan my next lesson according to what they actually grasped from that lesson that was taught. And so that was nice to, because I have heard I think a lot of the things she spoke about we've heard about, but not the actual literal term for it. There's a lot of information. Some other stuff. What else did I star? Oh, I like that she said that the teacher is responsible for whether anyone has learned what is taught. That often we may try to teach, and if the child is not getting it, we are not seeing it as our own fault, but we should always see it as our responsibility as a teacher, that we need to take responsibility for what is being taught, and that if they didn't learn, how can we improve ourselves? So I like that too. And that I like that she said that retention of facts are only effective if they're understood, or skills if they can be applied. Like we don't want to just give out information and then just have, like for example, a lot of it is like Bhagavad Gita shlokas. We can teach the kids to just regurgitate a Bhagavad Gita shloka, but what is really the value of that? We need to teach them how they can apply it. What does it mean? How does it relate to their life? Because Machidi is saying that unless someone can identify how something is relating to their life, how it can be used, and how it's like specifically going to help them, then it's not really interesting. They don't really care about it so much. So oh yeah, I liked also this thing that about planning, that before class we should gather, outline, cover, prioritize, and memorize, which means to put in a form which is easy to remember before the class. When usually we put the memorization part and the memorize aspect after class. Like we leave that for the student, but the teacher should be so nice that the teacher does that for them and make it easy as possible for them to learn what is she called? What is it called? The irreducible minimum. Like we should understand what is the irreducible minimum, the minimum thing the kids need to learn, put it in a way that is going to help them to learn it in the most simple, effective way, and then have that ready to give to them. And then during the class that they can practice it, memorize it, and independently use it. So these are just a few of the points I found. It's a lot of information, and Matsuki is very experienced and very expert in what she's doing. So thank you for encouraging us to see the course. It will help a lot, and we can apply a lot of this. I mean, everything basically she said can be applied. And yep, so thank you very much. Hare Krishna.